there, I'm Beverly Sartain, and this is the Holistic Coach Legacy Podcast, where you get support in being an impactful and confident coach. In today's episode, we are going to hear a coaching demo done with Estefi. Shout out to Estefi. Thank you so much for participating in a coaching demo and giving permission for podcast listeners to listen in and hear more about coaching. In this particular coaching conversation, I would love for you to hear how I introduced an exercise into the coaching conversation. We introduce exercises when there is a need for it and you have an exercise that you think might be applicable. You want to make sure to ask for permission when you are introducing an exercise to see if the coachee feels like it would be useful to them. And in this particular coaching conversation, I introduced the Clear or Unclear exercise to support Estefi in reaching her agreement. I hope that you enjoy. Thanks for listening. All right. Welcome, Estefi. Thank you so much for being here today for our coaching conversation.
Hi, thank you. I'm so glad to hear from you.
Yes, I'm excited for us to be coaching together today. And I greatly appreciate you being open to having this conversation for the podcast. Thank you so much for your openness.
Of course. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you.
Wonderful, my dear. All right. So is there anything that needs to be done or shared before we start our coaching today?
Well, yes, I've been working on some of the things that we've talked the last time.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, I've been working on my book, and I've also checked Jennifer, the person that you recommended. I listened to and also check like her webpage and all. So that's been good for me to get organized with the book writing.
Good.
And yes, some other things have come up too. So maybe I'll tell you about it on our call.
Great. Wonderful. Well, I'm happy to hear that you took some action from our last conversation. So well done, and acknowledging you for that. So what else has been new or good for you since we last talked?
So I've been reading some of the things on Jennifer's blog that have helped me, and also some other books that are autobiographical, since I want to write a memoir, from women and also men. So I've been doing that, and then I have started with a new project, which is this kind of a blog, but also like my business page, let's say, so as to have like a bigger network here in United States, since I'm new to coaching and yoga and also to this country.
Mm-hmm.
And also, okay, so like in Argentina, I know many people who are on the field, but it was mainly to have like to meet new people here and to start to put myself out there. So I've been working on that. Somebody is helping me back from Argentina. She's helping me with the design of the blog and the posts. So yes, I've been working a lot on that lately.
Fantastic. It's wonderful. I really want to acknowledge you for all of the actions you've been taking to immerse yourself within the country and to also take action on sharing yourself more. And so that's wonderful. Yeah, it's great to hear. So for the sake of our call today, where would you like to focus to get the most value?
I think on my new project, since it's something that it's appearing like every day and I'm thinking about it every day. And well, of course, it's something very new to me. and I'm not very familiar with anything that is social media and like technology.
Mm-hmm.
So it's it's a big deal for me to get into this new world. That's why I also hired somebody to help me, which is great because we really like understand each other and we are like on the same energy mode, let's say.
Yeah.
So that's great. But yes, it's very new. I guess I want to work on that.
Okay. And what about this particular topic feels really significant for you to talk about today?
Um, Maybe organizing myself in what I want this page to be or to show people, and the content. Yes.
Okay. And what's the most important about putting this page out there with this content?
I think um, first it would be, as I said before, like having like a network here and getting to know more people and people who are also um, doing the same things that I do. Um, because when I was not using Instagram or social media, of course, I am left out of many good things, maybe like for me and to contacting other people. So that's great. Um, and also the fact that I want to start like my little business, let's say, like
Mm-hmm.
um, because I'm already a psychologist and I'm studying yoga and coaching now. So I would love to put all of that together. So yes, I think those two things are
Great.
important for me about it.
Yeah. And if you envisioned yourself having that bigger network or wider network, what would that really do for you?
I guess I would feel like I am, like this is more my home in the sense that I'm more settled professionally and like personally speaking. Um, because right now, well, of course, I'm a licensed psychologist back from Argentina, but um, I can't have, like, I can't work as a psychologist right now because I would
Mm-hmm.
have to have the license. But I can work as a coach and as a yoga teacher since that's an international um, like
Mm-hmm.
degree, let's say, like a certificate.
Yep.
So, so I think yeah, that's important to me because I want to start doing the things that I love. And also, well, I'm actually working with the same family that I told you the last time. So I love them so much, but I need to keep growing like professionally. I like what I do, so that's also the reason why I'm trying to put myself out there.
Wonderful. Yeah. So I'm hearing that this page would really offer an opportunity to create a home base for yourself personally and professionally. And that feels really
Yes.
significant for you. Yeah. So, what specifically would you like for us to work on today together that would support you in doing that?
Um, Maybe on the content because I already know sort of what I want to show people, but um, but yes, I am not a perfectionist, which is great sometimes, but also sometimes not that great because I feel like um, I don't organize details a lot.
Mhm.
So maybe yes, I would like to work on that.
Okay. And if you did organize the details of the content, what do you think would be available to you then?
I think I would have like more clarity on what I want my blog to look like and maybe the public that I want to attract with the blog and the content itself that I want to share.
Okay. So you said a couple of different things there. And so just to make sure that we're on the same page of what you want to get from our conversation today, is what?
I think mainly the content.
And when you say that, what do you mean by that?
Like what, I don't know how to put it. Like what type of things I want to show, like what's the message and what topics I want to touch in my blog.
Okay. And how will you know that we hit that measure for you by the end of our 30 minutes today?
I would like to clear like in my head exactly what it is that I want to when I have more clarity like in my head, because I have like so many topics that I want to talk about or things, but at the same time I don't have a clear view of what the blog is going to look like. So I guess talking about it with someone will help me get that clarity.
Okay. Let me check in with you because I have an exercise that's actually called Clear and Unclear. And we could approach the content by doing this exercise together, so that you could get more clarity around what you want the content to look like. Would something like that be helpful for you today? Or
Yes,
is there something else that you would like to do to get that
I'd love
clarity?
that. Yes, of course.
Awesome. Awesome. Do you by chance have pen and paper
Yes,
in
I
front
have
of
it
you?
right here.
Wonderful. Great. So if you just have a page in front of you, just drawing a line in the middle of the page, and on one side of the column putting clear on top, and then on the other side putting unclear. Okay. Let me know when you're done.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
done.
Great. So we're looking at, gaining more clarity around what you want the content to look like. So that's really what the exercise is about. So where would you like to start? What you feel clear on in terms of the content, or what you feel unclear about?
What I feel clear.
Okay. So what do you currently feel clear about when it comes to the content that you want to share on the page?
I wanted to have like yoga. I don't know, maybe like yeah, that's the thing, because I want to show maybe like small routines, and also maybe like lines or like phrases that would maybe help people or encourage them. Um, so I guess it like I want to do so many things that I finally feel like um, that I think that would maybe be the unclear part, that I don't know what I want because I want
Uh-huh.
everything. So I know the topics, so that would be like the clear thing. I know I want to include yoga. Um, I want to include coaching and also psychology. Um, and then there are other things that I also like astrology and tarot reading. Like I want to combine everything. Um, Reiki too. I feel like it's all connected at some point in the
What is the
spiritual,
connection?
like in the spiritual level. It's like everything is healing for the body, mind, and soul. So I feel that's what I want to transmit to the people who go on my blog. Like when they go there, I want them like to get like tips or like phrases or lines that would help them, or ideas. Like for example, I was thinking for one of my first posts that is going to be this weekend. I mean, um, like an intention setting ceremony like for the year. So I want to also like give them ideas like for every day. um, yeah, I think that's what I have clear.
Good. Yeah. So, I mean, I heard like, I want to acknowledge that there was some insight there about what the overall message is, that it's about the healing of the mind, body, and spirit.
Yeah.
And that when people are coming to the blog, that they're receiving, tips and tools and, exercises that they can do in service to that.
Yeah.
And then it sounds like all those other topics are very much connected to all of the levels, but in particular, you called out the spiritual level.
Yeah. Yes.
So when I reflect that back to you, what comes up for you?
Yes, I think. Yes, I think everything has to do with the spiritual level. Well, everything is connected, of course. We cannot bring one and leave the other one aside, but yes, I feel I want to. It resonates more like the spiritual level since I think like in the process of making this spiritual work about myself and like my past traumas. So I feel that it's not only going to help other people but also me, and that's why I want to like focus on the spirituality of the blog and get the most out of like each topics that I said before, like yoga, coaching, psychology, blah blah blah. Like I would want to focus on the spiritual level mostly, I guess.
Great. Yeah, great insight that this blog is going to not only be for healing other people, but also for healing yourself.
Yes, yes, I think yeah.
Really
I like that
powerful.
phrase from Elizabeth Gilbert from Eat, Pray, Love that she says that when you help others, you're helping yourself. So I feel that way. So it's like a circle, like a cycle, let's say.
Yeah. And what's important about holding on to that bigger why for yourself?
Um, I think like it's my purpose too.
Mm-hmm.
um,
Wonderful. Yeah.
yes, I mean I've always known that I wanted to do something related to talking to people and helping them. I always knew that. When I decided to study psychology, I knew that was what I wanted to do. But I mean, I never, like, nobody I knew or nobody in my family or friends did yoga or coaching. So this is like very new for me. Maybe I learned about it in the last 5 years because I didn't
Mm-hmm.
have anybody. Hey, like come do this yoga class. Like I knew it existed, but I thought about it like very far. I don't know how to explain it. Like I didn't know what it was all about. So so yes, I want to include everything. And everything that's helped me because maybe to some other people some other things help them to heal their spirit, or they want to help others but with other tools or other um, in other ways of serving. But I feel like these have helped me, and that's the reason why I want to put them out on my blog. Yeah.
Yeah. Well done. Well done. Great sharing. Thank you. So, what else are you clear about, if anything at all?
um, Yes, I've already decided like the colors that I want to have on the like on the post and everything. I want them to be, I don't know how to say it in English. In Spanish it's pastel, like light colors,
Yeah.
like baby
Pastels.
pink. Oh yeah, that yes.
Yeah.
Uh, yes, it's
I
the
got
same
you.
then. I was wondering. So yes, I've decided on that. What I feel like I have a lot of things clear, actually, now that I'm talking to you. But I feel like what I have unclear is the way that I want to transmit them. So I don't want my blog to be like about me, in the sense like I don't want it to be of pictures of myself, and I don't know, because some blogs or Instagram accounts are a lot of like people talking all the time, and that's great too. But I love to talk, but I don't feel like that would feel like myself. Even though I'm not shy, but I would rather like to have like more pictures and about maybe phrases or objects. Maybe I would do. I was thinking about having like an Instagram live with maybe a yoga class or something
Mhm.
like that, a meditation, Um, but yes, I feel like that's unclear yet, because if I am doing a live or um, yeah, or maybe like a video or something like that on my posts. Um, I don't know. I'm not shy, but I don't know. I'm just like I don't like to like show off, and
Mhm.
maybe I don't know how to explain. Maybe it is related to like the shame and like the healing with my dad that I mentioned on the last session,
Mhm.
and I guess maybe it has to do with that, but yes, I don't know yet like how I would set that up, like if I want to make a video, or yes, like that's why I also signed up for your
Mhm.
for
Mhm.
your course. I think it's next week. I don't remember. I wrote it down somewhere.
Yeah.
um so yes, I thought that would also help me have a more clear picture of what I want that to look like.
Yeah. You mind if I share something that's coming in for me?
Yes, of course, please.
As I'm listening to you share about what you don't want it to feel or look like, the word intention's coming in, so the word intention. So what would your intention be around what you do want to be experiencing with the blog and how you're putting yourself forward?
um I don't know how to put it. I feel like I feel it in my heart, but I don't know how to express it. Let's see. Um, I guess like showing people that even if you are having a hard time, or you feel like there's like no light at the end of the tunnel, like everyone says here. I love that phrase. Um, yeah, we don't say it in my country. We say other
Mm-hmm.
things, but I
Mm-hmm.
like that one. Yeah, I feel like like I feel like maybe when I went through the trauma that I went through, all of these tools were not there for me. I mean, I was studying
Mm-hmm.
psychology,
Mm-hmm.
and my mom is a very good listener, and I feel like I had her, but I didn't have all these tools. Like nobody said like, hey Estefi, like let's go do yoga, or why don't we learn meditation. And also because in my country, psychology is very connected to psychoanalysis, and they're not open at all. Many of the universities are very focused on that, and they don't bring like kind of like a holistic way of um they don't talk about spirituality or the
Yeah.
mind and body and soul. Like I don't know, I feel like it's all Freud and Lacan.
Yeah.
So I feel by that time, I don't know how my university is working right now, but I do know that um, one of the best universities, the public one, which are the public universities in Argentina are free. The public one is like one of the best knowns, but it's also very psychoanalytic. So I feel like it was I mean, it was great for me at that time to go there because I learned a lot. And maybe since psychoanalysis it's not something that's very modern, let's say, I would have never learned it if I didn't go there. But at the same time, I feel like they didn't give us many tools, like to go out in life and do things. I felt like it was very like all theory, and I would have liked someone to tell me about all these other things because they even used to, I'm going to say something that was horrible that I'm also writing about it in my book, that they would like criticize like all these other tools, and that's horrible. And many of my classmates got their degree very close-minded. How do you say it? It's not close-minded, like narrow-minded, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like to all these other alternative ways of healing too. So I feel like I want to put it out there for people to know, and also that what happened to me regarding my dad and all the other events won't happen to other people, mainly women.
Yes.
So yes, I feel
Yeah.
that's like my intention.
Great. Yeah. Acknowledging the courage and the bravery that you're demonstrating
Oh, thank
by
you.
putting yourself out there and sharing tools and tips that would have been helpful for you to know, and now you're giving voice to those things so that other people may receive them if and when they're ready to receive them.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So, with our remaining time, we've got about 5 or 6 minutes. I want to touch base with you about what you received from just thinking through that clear and unclear exercise.
Um, I feel like I knew my intention. That was thing that we were talking about, but I never really said it out loud. Like I feel like I put it into words, and it sounded more like it made more sense to me. Um, so yes, I think mainly that. Like I feel like I know deeply, like really why I want to do this, and I think it's
Mm-hmm.
because of course everything that I'm going to show there helped me, but I also want people to know about these things, and like for them not to judge them and see how they help, because in my university, as I was saying before, um, they would even say like nasty things about cognitive psychology, which I studied when I graduated from there for 2 years, and I loved. So maybe mainly for these people to know that there are so many great things. Even my therapist, she does a psychoanalytic therapy, which has helped me a lot, and she's very open. But there are so many things that I mentioned to her, and she has no idea about.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the formation that we have, like how they teach us, which I think it's very wrong, because you should give options to people to be able to choose, right? Um, and I think that it's very ignorant of the schools not to teach. I mean, they would teach a little bit of cognitive psychology, but I remember in first year I had this very um, this woman loved Lacan. We call people who really like them like Lacanianos or Lacaniana for women. And she gave us this paper where she talked about how cognitive therapists did everything wrong, and like a brainwashing thing, which was horrible. Um, but everybody felt she was like a goddess. Like everybody loved her, and also she was pretty. So nobody was going to stand up and say anything. I mean, not even me, because I was new and all, and I was really young too. So I think this will help many people, like to try to open their mind, and also adapt to the new ways, and look for other options, and not stay on one thing mainly.
Great. Yeah, it is a full circle. Where you're really going to be supporting lots of people in being open-minded and knowing that there's more tools available to them. So I really appreciate that about what you're doing and how you're intending to be of service. So with that having all come forward in our exercise, what might you take action on until the next time that we speak?
I think I'm going to include this that we were talking about, like maybe on my stories, or I could make a post further on that talks about how closed our society can be, mainly in Argentina, because Argentina and France are well, Chile too. I have family in Chile, and they say that that's true there too. That psychoanalysis is like the main thing that they teach. Um, I like psychoanalysis and it's helped me a lot, but I think the fact that they are so closed, like mainly all the professionals that I've known in Argentina are very close to just only teaching or practicing psychoanalysis. So I feel like maybe I can have like something like a post, or not in an offensive way. I don't want it to sound like I'm criticizing psychoanalysis, because it's helped me a lot too, and I used to love reading about it, and Freud and many other authors. But yes, I don't like the fact that they didn't give us any options in college. So to show people that there are many other things that can help the patients too, and other tools for ourselves.
Great. And so if you did that kind of a post, how do you think that would be supportive of, your overall intention of getting the blog out there?
I think it would be like an open door, like to me and other
Mm-hmm.
people. Like they can, even if you're a psychoanalyst, I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
therapist. There are so many things that you can even advise your patients to go and look out for, and not to stay just in a square, like there are other shapes. So yes, I think mainly that.
Yeah, it's interesting because when we first started talking, you had also mentioned, who is this blog for?
Hmm.
And as I'm hearing you talk through this in our coaching conversation today, it seems that not only can it be for people that are working through recovery and healing, but also for people that are sharing in that process with them. So,
Yes.
people like the psychologist or the therapists or people like that, that this might be a place for them too, to expand their resources and tools and tips about what might be offered to somebody. What do you think about that kind of an idea?
Yes, yes, I have never thought about it in that way, and that's great that I brought this today and that I could think about that. I mean, I thought about it, but I've never mentioned it like to somebody else. I was
Mhm.
writing about it in my book, but yeah, it's very connected to the intention with my blog. Yeah, that's true. That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So, anything else that needs to be talked through in terms of you planning around your action steps?
Hmm. No, I think everything that I got from the conversation is great, and it's going to really help me think more about what I want to uh, put out there. I feel like I have a clearer view of the whole project. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have some fantastic ideas as far as the content is concerned. And I can really appreciate how you're utilizing all the different tips and tools and modalities that you've learned that have been helpful for you.
Hmm.
So that people can know that it's not just one path to healing, that there's many pathways. to healing. And it sounds like from all the different topics that you're going to share content wise, that you're really going to be demonstrating those different pathways to people. So I'm very excited for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. I like that about the many pathways to healing. That's something I can put on my posts.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah,
There's
that's cool.
a group that I participate in. It's called She Recovers, and they talk a
Mm.
lot about different pathways, and they call it patchworks, which I like too. Like if you think of an old quilt or something that you maybe patch together to make a really beautiful quilt, I like to think about it in that way too. It gives it a good visual. Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice. Thank you
Yeah.
for
So for
sharing that.
you, you're welcome, Steffi, of course. Um, so before we hop off, any support and accountability that you might need around moving forward with doing this, post and starting to put the content together?
Well, there's this girl. Her name is Eliana. She's helping me with this. She's from
Mm-hmm.
Argentina, and well, my mom gave me her phone number. She used to work with my mom, and that's great because she's around my age, and I feel like we are on the same page regarding the things that we like, and she really understands where I want to get to with my blog, and my husband. I feel like he might not understand anything of what I'm doing, but he really supports me. He's really happy for me. I've shown him some of the samples for the blog and all, and he's very supportive and he's there for me always. So, and my mom too. So I feel like the support from the people around me is very important for me to carry on with this.
Great. What feels important about it?
Um, that I like to share things. I like to be with people, and um, I feel like we all need like the encouragement, right? Like somebody saying,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, this is great. Happy for you," and I feel like it gives you like energy and like gives you more power like to keep on doing stuff. So I love that. Yeah.
That's great. The blog can also be a place, right, where you're sharing and connecting and networking with people. So it makes so much sense that you are doing something like this because you really value that. And so it's great to see you doing it in this very creative way now, of putting it out there for other people to experience as well. So,
Hmm.
yeah,
Thank you.
it's great. So, to close out the session today, might it be useful to acknowledge something that you learned about yourself today?
um I think I learned that I have things clearer than I thought.
Yeah, totally.
um
Yes.
and maybe like my intention and how I feel about sharing this with people who are therapists and people who are in the process of healing. And yes, I think I learned a lot. I feel like saying it out loud sometimes helps so much
It
to
does.
clear
Yeah.
things. It's wonderful. So, yes, all of that.
Thank you. So, it sounds like you got what you needed today, but let me check in with you and just ask, did you get what you needed out of our call today?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for the exercise that you shared. It
Good.
really
Yeah.
helped me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great to hear you say I'm actually a lot more clear than I thought I was, I think that's so important when we can say that out loud and have that kind of a recognition that wow, I'm way more clear than I thought I was. I think that was such a beautiful insight on your part. Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
anything else that needs to be said or shared before we close out for today, Steffi?
No, I think it was great. Yes, I am taking with myself many new learnings. So thank you so much. Thank you
You're
for
so
your
welcome,
time.
Jeff. Okay, is this a good place for us to stop today?
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
If there's only one thing to take away from today's coaching demo, it's that you can introduce exercises to the coaching conversation. You just need to make sure that you ask for permission so that your coachee can let you know that this exercise would be helpful to reaching the agreement for the day. And if you're looking for next steps and you found this coaching demo helpful and useful, please leave a positive rate and review so that more people can receive these coaching demos and we know exactly what is helpful to you personally and professionally. Thanks again for listening. We appreciate you being here so much. And remember that Holistic Coach Legacy is a path, not a destination. Thank you.